my beautiful stunner babes, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stacy. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Don't be shy, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm always happy when you stop by. If you're new here on this channel, I create self-care, personal development, and a bit of feminine energy because I love feminine energy. I think it's wonderful. So if you enjoy those type of videos, you will definitely have a wonderful time here. And of course, if you are so led to, subscribe to this channel. If not, thank you for stopping by and I hope you enjoy. So for today's video, we will be discussing what is soft life, because what I notice is, as much as soft life is a term that has been used on the internet it's become popular over the past few years, and I'm guessing women just realize that they deserve more. They realize that living a life of stress and burnout is not for them, and it's not the way to go. It's not the way to live their life, and they want more. So they came up with this thing called soft life, and I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely for it. But what I realize is that some of the girlies are still a little bit confused as to what soft life is and what it isn't. So today, I want to take a few moments and just go through what my perspective is and what I think it is. And I mean, of course, everybody would have a different opinion on what it is, and feel free to chime in the comment section and share your perspective. I'm all for it, as long as we keep it respectful as always. As you can see, today I am at my shop. I just came over to do a little bit of work. You know, I like to come here to think, and love that I have this space so I can escape my, normal environment to just think, because I think women need that. But anyways, let's get into the topic. So, soft life. And as you can see, the topic of this video, the title of this video is having a soft life does not mean no work. Of course, if you want to work, if you don't want to work and you have the means to be fully supported, because there's some moms, some women, not even just moms, some women want to be stay-at-home wife because they feel like they're best suited there, they're more productive there than going to a job. There are some women with kids that their husbands don't mind taking care of them and have them stay home full-time and take care of the kids. In fact, I think that is a really good idea if you have the means to do so, because who better to raise your kids than you, right? These days when we send our kids to school, it's you're opening the gate for anything. But that's not bad, because that's how most of us get raised. I feel like if you have the opportunity to be with your kids for the first few years of their life, and be a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife, a homemaker, that is completely good. Because it allows you to have more control as to how you grow your kids, how you instill good principles in them, and all of these different things. So this video isn't completely saying that if you want to have a soft life, you have to work. As I said, it's a preference thing, and if you have the means to stay home and be supported and everything's fine and everyone's fine, do that. Okay, I feel like any woman, if they have the option, they would definitely choose that. I know for me, when I had my son, I was a single mom, and it broke my heart. My son started school, actually daycare, when he was 6 months, because I gave birth when I was 16 years old. I was a teenager when I got pregnant. So when I got pregnant, I had to drop out of school and for about a year have my baby, and then I went right back to school because I was in high school, so I had to finish. But I could never forget that day when I had to take my son to daycare. He was 6 months. He was crying. It was so sad. It was so sad. So if I had the means to do so, and if I do have a next kid, I would definitely love to be a stay-at-home mom, at least for the first few years of my child's life. That is something I would definitely encourage and would like for myself. But for a lot of us, that is not the reality. You get pregnant, we have to work right up to about 7 months, give birth, then we have our 12 months off, then we have to go right back to work because of just the way the life is and the way the world is. We have to support our partners, we have things that we need, and women are ambitious and they want to go to work, okay? But when it comes to soft life, in my opinion, having a soft life, as I mentioned on the title, it does not mean no work, okay? Giving yourself a soft life simply means taking yourself away from situation that's stressful, burning you out, depressing, uncomfortable, where you don't have time, where you actually have to do something because you need the money, that can be very stressful. And I'm speaking from experience because a few years ago, I was in a career that was burning my coals to ashes. That job was taking everything out of me. And it seemed as though that the more I gave, the less I got. I was burnt out, my health was neglected. I barely had time for my family. I was always tired. I was treated unfairly. My efforts was overlooked and all of these different things. And those things can really cause so much psychological problem, pain, and stress. So being in a situation that is not ideal for you, where your nervous system is dysregulated, and as we all know, your nervous system is like the control system of your entire body, and when that is dysregulated, everything is dysregulated. You feel sick, you feel tired, you feel drained, you're basically not happy. Okay, so for women wanting to give themselves a soft life, that's basically what it means. They're at a point in their life where they feel like they're giving too much. They're stretching themselves thin. They're stressed out, tired, depressed. They can't find enough time to take care of their kids. Their health is suffering and life is passing them by, right? So a woman being in this situation could easily recognize that she wants to have a soft life. And that's basically what it is. Taking yourself from that situation that is not good and not ideal for you to a better situation. A situation where you're happy, you're joyful. And me stating all of these things that is associated to a soft life or a regulated nervous system, that doesn't mean that these are the state that you will be in 24/7, because life happen. People get sad, people get happy. It's up and down. It's an ebb and flow of life. But when you take yourself from that situation where your nervous system is dysregulated and just life is just nothing makes sense, to another position where things are better, you have more time, you're more happier, you have options and choices, your health is doing good, you're regulated, you just feel like your best self, you're vibrant, you're glowing, right? You're thriving, you're doing wonderful, you're doing the things that you want to do, and you're having fun at it. You wake up in the morning and you want to get up, you're excited to get up to this life that is so enjoying and fulfilling, right? I remember when I used to work at my 9 to 5, it's like the nights was so short. By the time you hit the sack, it's like you close your eye, it's morning and it's time for you to go again. Being in that position where you just go, over time, it can put you in a very deep, dark place, okay? So that's basically what it is. Having a soft life is taking yourself from one situation that is not ideal. And this can apply for anything. It could be you're in a relationship that is sucking your life. It can be a relationship. It could be you're around toxic family members. Anywhere or anything or anyone that is causing you to feel discomfort, that is causing you to feel less than, that is causing you to feel psychologically not competent, or it's just stressing you, right? That is where you don't want to be. And so for you to make a switch from that to something better, it's basically what soft life is. Now, let's say you are working such a job. Let me just use a job or just life in general. You're in a situation where it's not ideal and you switch to a situation that is better, where your nervous system is regulated and you're in a much better place emotionally, right? That does not mean that you're not working, because you can be living a soft life, right? You can be in a situation that is more ideal and better for you and still work, right? Remember, I said that there's different scenarios, different situations that can dysregulate your nervous system and cause you to be in that survival mode, right? But you can switch from that situation to another and still work. Because for all of us, it's not that a job is affecting us. People have different things that impact the way that they feel, the way that they show up, right? If you decide to leave a job, for example, like for me, I was working my 9 to 5 and that was burning me out. And I said, you know what? I have a talent. Because at the time I was, I had my beauty business on the side that I was doing part-time, right? And then I had my 9 to 5. But then I had reached the end of my limit. And I said, you know what? No, this is not for me anymore. I want to try something else. I remember days I used to be at my desk daydreaming about having my business, right? And so what I did is I stopped and see how I can rebuild my life. And now I have my glam studio, I have my business, and things are a lot better emotionally, physically, health wise. You know, I'm still working on regulating my nervous system because years and years of stress, it just doesn't fix overnight. But my situation is completely different from what it was that was burning me out and stressing me out. And I am working. I have my business, and I don't clock in, but I have more freedom to create my calendar, create my schedule, take clients as I want. I can make as much money or as least as I want. So this is basically what it is, right? Shifting from one less ideal situation to a better. And I would consider, I wouldn't say I'm fully living a soft life. I'm definitely on my way to create that dream life for myself, but I'm taking progress and things are better than what it was before. So that's basically what it is. You can be living your soft life and have a career. You can have your 9 to 5 that you definitely enjoy, right? But what you did is just take yourself from one situation that wasn't working for you, that was stressing you out, that was burning you up, put yourself into another situation that is more ideal. Okay? So basically that is what it is. Right? So when people are saying, oh, having a soft life mean that you don't work, yada yada yada, that's not what it means. It simply just mean a woman recognizing where she's at, what isn't working, and changing that situation, changing it for something better. And a lot of times when you switch out of survival mode into a soft life, you have more clarity in your mind, right? A lot of time you focus inwards. You do a lot of inner healing. You release a lot of trauma. You usually it's basically a point where you go from not taking care of yourself as you should to pouring everything into you, filling your own cup. And a lot of times, these are the times when women recognize their gifts, their talents, right? And they actually step into purpose. They step into things that is more fulfilling. And you know what the Bible say, your gifts would make way for you. Meaning, when you find out whatever your talent or your gift or your purpose is and you step into that, that is when the money would start pouring in. A lot of us just have a job because we want a paycheck, but we're not living in our purpose. A lot of people, we're not living in our purpose, if we're being completely honest. But when you switch from survival mode to a state where your nervous system is regulated, then you have more time to listen to that still voice inside. You have more time to recognize, oh, I love this, because you pour more into yourself. You realize, oh, this is a passion of mine. And then you pursue that. And then now look at that. You're living a soft life. Plus, you tap into your creative faculties where you're making money doing what you love, right? So you see why I say having a soft life does not necessarily mean no work. It's basically shifting from one state that is less ideal to one that is more ideal, and keep building on top of it, and then tapping into your creative side, realizing what your purpose is, stepping into that, and that is when you can make money and you can definitely achieve that soft life. And you don't need a man to do it. Of course, if you have your partner, and your partner is okay with supporting you fully, but obviously you would have to have a conversation beforehand and you're both on the same page. And if that's your situation, that's completely fine too. But I know so many women that are living a soft life and they funded it, they give it to themselves. Because why? They switch from that less ideal, they switch from the survival mode into the soft life, meaning they start pouring into themselves. And then that is where things start opening and evolving. Because when we're stressed and we're burned out and we're tired, we can't think straight. We're like a zombie. We're just in a routine, right? But when we switch from that, you're more conscious, you're more aware, right? You can easily identify what your purpose is, and then you go in that direction. Okay, so I really hope that this video give a lot of clarity when it comes to soft life, because I feel like with social media, we're exposed to so many people's life, and everybody have a different version of what soft life is. But really and truly, it comes down to this simple thing, that you switch from one less ideal situation to a more better one, and you keep building on top of it. A lot of times we associate soft life with material things. Not to say that material things is not important and it's nice, but really it's beneath the surface. It's not 100% just material things. It's not 100% going to Pilates or dressing up in pink and having a matching set. Those are things that would come, yes, but that's not the focus, and a lot of people get it confused. So if you're in a situation where you're burnt out, feel like you're in survival mode, see what you can do to switch out of that, because that is how you're going to enter into your soft life, and all the beautiful material things and stuff will come along with it, because you mentally you're in a different place when you switch from survival mode. You mentally you're in a different place. Your situations, your opportunities, and all of these different things would open up to you, so you'll have more to flourish more, and all of those material things would come along the way. But first, that's not the main focus. The main focus is switching, changing your circumstance, changing your environment, changing how you show up emotionally. Okay, so yeah, I really hope this video was helpful. Of course, if you have a different viewpoint of what the soft life is and how you can go about it, feel free to share it in the comment section. And yeah, I will catch you in my next video. Bye.